Hey everyone, so I'm here with what I promise are the last two of the fruit trees that I'm going to grow in my container garden, and I have to promise that because I don't think I have room for any more. So these two apple trees I got from Park Seed. Somebody sent me a link on Instagram, I think back in January, about this patio kit. So these two trees together were $56, and I think that's a good deal because compared to the cherry trees that I got that I think were about $50 each per tree and were much smaller than this, I think this was a really good deal, and I'm definitely glad that I went ahead and got it. So I ordered these back in January. They just got sent to me now, and today I'm basically going to pot them up with you. So let me tell you a little bit about these two trees. These are columnar trees. I feel like I always have to pause and think before I say that word, but they've already been pruned in that shape, but I will obviously have to continue pruning them. Pruning trees is not something I've done. I mean, I think I've taken some branches out of like some of the trees in the parkway. I've pruned some of my berry bushes, but I've never really pruned a tree into a specific shape. So I'm excited to learn about that, but I probably won't have to do any pruning this year. But these two trees, Park Seed put together because they are supposed to be really good at cross-pollinating. And you do need to have two apple trees in order for them to cross-pollinate and actually produce apples. So the two that I have, this one right here is Malus, M-A-L-U-S, white icicle, columnar apple. And then this one here is Scarlet Sentinel. So from reading the information online, these can get up to, I think it said 6 to 10 feet. That's obviously not going to happen if I prune it, and not going to happen by growing these in containers. So my plan with all of the fruit trees that I have is to keep them probably between 5 to 6 feet in height. I don't know how fast these grow. Again, this is going to be my first time with apple trees, first time with a plum tree, first time with cherry trees. So this is all going to be an exciting journey, but I am definitely going to keep the height in check. I am planning to keep all of my fruit trees in the same area on the back deck. Different things I'm growing up front, but all my fruit trees I want to be back here. And each of these I'm going to be growing in plastic pots. Let me grab the pots. So this is the pot I'm going to be planting an apple tree in. Now this I'd probably say is 10 inches in diameter. This is not going to be the final pot, but similar to the cherry tree, I'm going to start smaller and then just repot as they get larger. I've chosen plastic, again, for a few reasons. One, it's lightweight, so hopefully when the tree is planted, I can still pick it up pretty easily. If not, I will put it on wheels, just like everything else in my garden. Also, plastic can stay outside for the winter. My plan is to keep all of the trees out here over winter. I mean, the plum tree is too heavy for me to move. The cherry trees will still be small enough. I might do the greenhouse for them over winter. These, depending on how they grow, could potentially fit in the greenhouse, but I need a pot that I know isn't going to crack over the winter, and plastic works perfectly for that. Now, I am a bit nervous for overwintering these because I think the plum and the cherries went down to zone 2 or 3. These are zone 4. So when you're planting in containers, you really want to go 2 zones colder than where you're at. We're 6A, again, sometimes leaning towards 5B, I feel like. So I'm a little bit nervous for these. I'm just going to make sure I do a lot of extra insulation for them. Like, they'll be the ones furthest in the corner. Again, if I can fit them in the greenhouse, I'll do that. But that is going to be my plan. If I can't overwinter them here and they die, well, then I know that I can't grow these trees out here on the balcony, and that's a lesson learned. So let's go ahead and we will get each of these potted up. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention, which I really liked. I think this comes on a lot of different plants, but there's a sticker on it that says, "I'm not dead, I'm dormant," which I feel like is basically me all of winter. So into this container, I'm going to put potting soil. I'm going to put compost, maybe like 2/3 potting soil, 1/3 compost, and then also some biotone, which I just add every time I plant something new. I think I need to get some more biotone. This is the time of the year when I realize everything that I'm running out of and need to get for the new growing season. So potting soil, compost, biotone, plant it, and then I might water it. I'm going to check our forecast because we've had a lot of rain. So if it's going to rain tomorrow, I will not be watering it in. If we're not going to get rain for a couple days, then I will. So I just did a major fail and thought I hit record when I potted these up. And then after I was done, realized I did not hit record. And since I don't feel like unpotting these and repotting them, I will just quickly tell you what I did. So basically I put in potting soil. which is the same potting soil that I used for my plum tree. So there was a little bit of perlite in there that I added to just for some extra drainage. These are self-watering pots, you can see here, which I think should work out well for when we are on vacation, but I'm kind of like nervous back and forth. Will they hold too much water? We'll kind of see how it does. If it doesn't seem like they're working, then I will go ahead and repot it and hopefully record it if I do. But I added potting soil, I added the mushroom compost, and I had a question before when I mentioned the mushroom compost. So we got that from not Hidden Valley Ranch, River Valley Ranch, which is what we passed on the way back from Lake Geneva on a road trip. And I got it because it sounded cool and I wanted to try it. I don't really have a reason why I like the potting soil I use or the compost I use or the fertilizers I use, other than I've used them before and they didn't kill my plants. So if I use them before, it seems like they work. I just continue to use them. The only potting soil that I feel like I've had issues with sometimes is Miracle-Gro that I get from Home Depot. Now, Home Depot is what's closest to us, so if I need potting soil kind of in a pinch, that's where I go. But I have found that with some bags of Miracle-Gro, there's a lot of bark chips in it, which isn't always what I'm looking for in a potting soil. So I tend to get potting soil when I plan ahead from garden centers. It just seems like the quality there is a little bit better. But I have used all types of potting soil, all types of compost. Typically in the past, I think I've used cow and chicken manure compost. That works well too. Unless something really damages my plants, I'll keep using it. And I do like to try using new things too. So I did pot both of these up. So this side I have with the label, so I don't forget, this is the white icicle, which means this is the scarlet sentinel tree. I'm gonna put them right now with the other fruit trees. I need to check again the weather to see if they're going to need to be watered. And then I think that's going to be everything and the ending of what will be in my orchard up here. Maybe, hopefully. So here is my container orchard. So the plum tree here, again, that was from Gethsemane, a local garden center. The 2 cherry trees were from Spring Hill Nursery. And again, I'm pretty sure they were like $50 individually. And then my 2 apple trees that were $56 together. And you can see the size difference between the apple and the cherry trees. This last one looks crooked, but I swear it's just a bit curved in the branch. We'll kind of see how that does. It is going to rain tomorrow, so I'm not going to water them in today. But this is really exciting. I'm hoping it goes well, but again, if this ends up not working out for me up here, that's just another lesson I've learned in the garden. I would rather try something in the garden and have it fail than never try it and not know if it was going to work. And actually, if I could go back in time, I would, well, 1, I would put wheels on all of my raised beds, but 2, I would have gotten the fruit trees the first year we moved in back in 2020, just so they'd be either a bit further along and potentially producing fruit this year, or they would have died and I would have known by now the answer. But I think this will be really fun. I'm excited to try this out. I know a lot of people who have successfully grown fruit trees in containers, so I'm hoping that I can do it too. I think that's going to be everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any experience pruning columnar trees, let me know so that I can maybe know a little bit more about what I'm doing this year. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.